Is there currently anyone who would challenge Tesla? And how may this competition impact Tesla and its investors? Continue watching this video to find out more. The CEO of ARK Invest, Cathie Woods, offers a daring vision of a world in which electric cars rule, highlighting the significance of accepting this shift alongside fellow Tesla bulls. In the upcoming days, we'll examine how Tesla might increase your wealth. But before, please make sure to like this video. Additionally, a well-known Tesla investor shared views on Tesla Insights, stating that compared to prior years, electric vehicle sales are predicted to skyrocket in 2022. A new analysis on worldwide EV sales from the International Energy Agency offers an industry outlook. According to the most recent data, sales are expected to rise by 35% in 2023. The industry is expected to sell 10 million electric vehicles worldwide in 2022, and by 2023, it expects to sell 14 million vehicles, increasing its market share from 14 to 18 globally. Although the US and Europe still have a ways to go before catching up, China continues to be the market leader, accounting for 60% of all sales of electric cars in 2022. The trend is clearly heading in the right direction. Looking ahead, the IEA projects that by 2030, the share of the EV market would increase to 35%, with the US aiming for 20% of the market and Europe targeting 25%. China is predicted to maintain its current trend of holding a 40% market share. Nevertheless, there are notable differences between the IEA's projections and the legislative objectives set by the United States and Europe. While Europe hopes to attain zero carbon emissions by 2035, the Biden administration wants half of all automobiles sold in the U.S. to be zero-emission vehicles by 2030. There are obstacles and unknowns in closing these gaps for the development of electric vehicles. The globe is discovering the advantages of renewable energy, and the switch to electric vehicles is happening quickly. For instance, Australia has put laws into place to encourage the usage and sale of electric vehicles. The future of electric vehicles, EVs, is still uncertain, according to analyst projections. In this article, we'll examine these predictions and look into what might lie ahead for EVs. Three primary markets have been driving the astonishing surge in sales of electric cars. China, the main participants in this revolution, are Europe and the US, with China taking the lead with 60% of all electric car sales expected to occur there by 2022. The United States and Europe came in second and third, respectively, with their respective regions seeing notable increases of 15% and 55% in global sales of electric vehicles last year, increased by about 60%, surpassing the 10 million mark for the first time. This increase means that 1 in every 7 passenger cars purchased worldwide in 2022 was an electric vehicle, as noted in a recent report by the International Energy Agency. By the end of 2021, there were more than 16.5 million electric cars on the road, and estimates suggest that the number of electric cars on the road will increase to nearly 350 million by 2030. However, in order to reduce the risk of supply bottlenecks and future price increases, diversifying the battery production industry and securing essential mineral sources are prerequisites for attaining this expansion. The good news is that electric vehicle prices are predicted to drop sharply, possibly to within their present range. This price drop will probably pique consumers' interest in EVs even more. Many people already know that electric cars have many advantages over traditional internal combustion engine vehicles. However, time will tell if electric vehicles will eventually replace all other vehicle types. If you'd like to stay up to date on all the developments in the electric vehicle industry, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications. This is because the demand for electric vehicles is growing. Many automakers have set high goals for producing electric vehicles in the upcoming years. BMW wants to sell 2 million electric vehicles by 2025, with the goal of having 50% of its global sales be electric by 2030. Ford also intends for half of its car sales to come from electric vehicles by 2030. By 2023's end, Ford intends to manufacture plans to produce 600,000 electric vehicles yearly and 270,000 motorcycles in North America by 2024. China and Europe are two more significant players. By 2035, General Motors plans to exclusively sell trucks with zero emissions. As the trend toward electric vehicles picks up steam, the environmental effects of gas-powered vehicles compared to electric ones are becoming more apparent, which is encouraging more people to consider buying an EV. According to a study done by the Argo National Laboratory, the maintenance and repair cost of an electric vehicle has decreased by 25% over the past 5 years. In addition, electric vehicles are more energy efficient than internal combustion engines, which lose 60% of their energy through heat and friction. Gas-powered vehicles require far more energy to travel the same distance as electric vehicles, even after accounting for efficiency differences. Transit buses are 40% less expensive than internal combustion engine vehicles of the same size. Since electric cars have fewer moving components and less maintenance requirements, they are also more reliable. Dependence on oil. But it's crucial to remember that automakers will find it difficult to make the switch to producing electric cars because the technology involved is completely different from that of conventional automobiles. Sales of electric vehicles surged to almost 10 million units last year, with China dominating the industry and accounting for about 60% of all sales. Record-breaking sales figures are reported in the most recent edition of the IEA's Global EV Projection for 2023, which maintains the industry's pattern of steady growth in 2022. Global sales of electric vehicles exceeded 10 million, and it is anticipated that this year's sales will rise by another 35% to reach 14 million. The electric car proportion of the overall car market increased significantly from 4 in 2020 to 14 in 2022, and is predicted to reach 18 in 2023, a phenomenon known as rapid growth. The International Energy Agency states that electric vehicles are essential to the developing global energy economy and are causing a historic shift in the global auto sector. The organization notes that these trends will have a significant impact on the world's oil consumption, and that internal combustion engines, which have dominated transportation for the past 100 years, are about to be challenged by electric vehicles. Additionally, the IAE projects that the initial wave of adoption of electric cars will be rapidly followed by electric buses and trucks. According to preliminary figures from the IEA, sales of electric cars, which include both battery electric and plug-in hybrid vehicles, exceeded 10 million units in 2022, indicating a 55% rise from 2021. There were almost 26 million electric cars on the road worldwide in 2022, a 60% increase from 2021. Tomi Saba, a proponent of technological disruption and convergence, believes that by 2030, there will have been a substantial shift to electric automobiles. By 2035, 100 electric vehicles will have replaced government-owned car fleets, and electric vehicles are expected to dominate the automotive sector. Similarly, by 2040, 100 electric vehicles will gradually replace privately owned light-duty vehicles with internal combustion engines. The Infrastructure Investment and Jobs Act in the United States and the Fit for 55 package in the European Union are two ambitious governmental initiatives that are anticipated to significantly increase the market share of electric vehicles this decade. Beyond, it is anticipated that by 2030, the average percentage of electric vehicle sales in China, the EU, and the US would be close to 60%. For now, this concludes the video. Please consider giving this post a thumbs up and remember to subscribe to Tesla Insights.